Good afternoon, everybody. It's an honor to stand alongside of Chief Cummings and Chief Beck, who day in and day out demonstrate an unwavering commitment to our city and our residents, who work and lead two departments that help to make our city safe. It's almost 1 year ago to the very day that we lost a hero. A firefighter who answered the call, in fact, answered every call. A firefighter who saved lives. His name was Glenn Allen. He was loved and respected by many of his colleagues and by the community he served. We were all at various celebrations of his life. People from neighborhoods have been served by him, who were there shedding a tear, remembering his work. He's a beloved husband, father, brother and son, a 36-year veteran of the Los Angeles Fire Department, who, like his father before him, dedicated his life to the most selfless public service there is, saving fellow Angelinos who found themselves in harm's way. I still remember the day I got the call. I remember just how that tragic incident occurred. It was one of those things that you just won't forget. He did what he loved. He did it in an effort to protect us all, and he lost his life. The year since his passing has been missed, but he has not been forgotten. During the last year since his untimely passing, other heroes have carried on in his memory. Some have carried the heavy burden of investigating and meticulously putting together the evidence to determine the exact cause of Glenn Allen's death. Today, that effort has led to the filing of criminal charges in this case. And while I'll let the chiefs address the details of the investigation and what has taken place, the message for all of us today is very clear. Public safety is everybody's responsibility. We owe it to ourselves, our families, our neighbors to be responsible when it comes to fire safety. Following our city's fire codes ensures both your safety and the safety of the first responders, people like Glenn Allen. If you fail to follow the fire code and you violate the fundamental public trust, criminal charges like the ones being announced today will be filed against you. I'd like to bring up Chief Chief Brian Cummings, and then Chief Charlie Beck.
Good afternoon. Tomorrow will mark the 1 year from the date that the Los Angeles firefighters responded to a structure fire on North Viewside Drive in the Hollywood Hills. This fire ultimately led to the death of firefighter Glenn Allen. While fighting this fire, a partial ceiling collapse occurred, causing the injury to 4 Los Angeles City firefighters and 2 Los Angeles County firefighters. Through a thorough investigation, the Los Angeles Fire Department arson investigators determined that this fire, which started in the fireplace, ran through the walls of the structure and got into concealed spaces of the ceiling. It was this false ceiling created of wood frame construction and drywall, which became saturated with water. The weight of the water and insulation and drywall came tumbling down on the firefighters, ultimately causing the death of Glenn Allen and injuries for the fire companies inside. Through this investigation, arson investigators determined that Gerhard A. Becker, the homeowner, was also the architect and builder responsible for this improper construction. On behalf of the men and women of the Los Angeles Fire Department and the Allen family, I would like to thank the Los Angeles Police Department, Robbery Homicide Division, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, Tobacco, and Explosives for their hard work and dedication pursuing this case. Firefighter Glenn Allen sacrificed all for the city of Los Angeles, and he will be missed. Thank you.
With us as well as Chief Charlie Beck, who you just heard. Chief Cummings acknowledged the work of the Robbery Homicide Division. Chief Charlie Beck.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, the loss of any human life is of course significant, but when a firefighter or a police officer loses their life while protecting the lives of others, it is even it is doubly tragic. And we obviously mourn the loss of Glenn Allen, but we are extremely pleased to announce that the seeking of justice for him and for the rest of the Los Angeles Fire Department has begun. As you have heard, we're here to announce the arrest of Gerhard Becker for his involvement in the death of LA City firefighter Glenn Allen. This began on February 16th, 2011, when our own LA City firefighters responded to a structure fire at 1500 block of Viewsite Drive in the Hollywood Hills. Tragically, while fighting the fire, Glenn Allen was critically injured when, as the chief described, the ceiling within the structure collapsed while he and other firefighters were inside. Approximately 2 days later, firefighter Allen succumbed to his injuries. Subsequent investigation by LAFD arson investigators and my own robbery homicide detectives, combined with the Department of Building and Safety, revealed that the fire started as a result of gross negligence of the construction of the fireplace at the 3rd floor, which led to the collapse of the ceiling. Shortly after the fire, Gerhard Becker, a 48-year-old German national who was the architect, designer, and contractor responsible for the construction of the Viewsite Drive residence, left the United States and returned to his residence in Mallorca, Spain. During this period of time, Becker was here in the U.S. on a 90-day visa. He had applied for a longer permanent visa, but that had been denied. On Saturday, February 11th, Becker returned to the United States and was immediately arrested by the FBI and local authorities upon his arrival at LAX International Airport. Today, detectives from Robbery Homicide Division, along with LAFD arson investigators, presented this case to the district attorney for filing. The district attorney has filed one count of 192B of the Penal Code, involuntary manslaughter. As we speak, bail is being set. Thank you.
Also with us is Assistant Special Chief Robert Clark with the FBI. Let me just say, I say it all the time, but let me acknowledge the FBI and the ATF, the partnership that we share in investigation after investigation. Recently, in the spate of fires that we had with another federal agency, could be more appreciated. We acknowledge and thank you for your work in your investigation. Assistant Special Agent Robert Clark. We're just acknowledging them, I'm sorry. And with us is the ATF. Okay, as well. No extended comments. So with that, we'd be more than happy to, is that it?
That's it, and we will take some questions, but understand this case is with the district attorney. I'm not going to get into a lot of particulars about the investigation.
Can you go into detail about some of the violations? You mentioned the
As I
fireplace.
said, the case is with the district attorney. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the investigation of violations. This will have to be something that
that works itself out with the arson investigators and the DA. So right now, you know, we've given the synopsis, you know, that the structure was insufficient, caused a collapse, which caused the,
Had building and safety signed off on the fireplace?
you know, I don't have that information.
I just have a question to clarify. The court documents say that it was 2 other firefighters injured. So is there a discrepancy because like the standard for including that in the filing might be different, or?
We transported 4 Los Angeles City firefighters and 2 LA County firefighters to hospitals. There were minor injuries. We had 2 that had more severe injuries.
Okay.
But remember that the filing is for involuntary manslaughter.
No,
It
I
doesn't have anything to do with
realize
injury.
that. I just thought maybe.
Any chance you could explain a little more about the fireplace and how that all happened according to the investigation?
You know, I don't want to handcuff the investigators and work with the DA by having a chief who does not have the complete details speak to that. And I don't want them to speak to it because they're going to have to prepare this case for court. And I don't want
A case where code violation has led to manslaughter charges?
You know, I'm not familiar with any other cases, but I'm sure there are some.
So this is sort of a very rare sort of.
Well, it is certainly rare.
Can you say anything about whether this alleged gross negligence might have been motivated by an effort to like rush the house and get it ready for the filming of the TV show, or was it just trying to save money, or?
You know, that's speculation at this point. You know, obviously all of you can come up with reasons why somebody would want to rush a construction project through, but I'm not going to speculate.
Do you know that he left to avoid investigation?
Well, you know, I think that attributing motives to is difficult at this point. I mean, that may come out of the trial, it may not, but I don't think that we're at any point that we can attribute a motive to his leaving.
Earlier, there was talk about the sprinkler system perhaps being faulty. Is that added into the investigation from what you found in addition to the fireplace?
You know, I'm not going to address issues with the sprinkler system. You know, I've given the information that we're going to give out that is specific to the charges. Faulty construction method was used in the construction of the ceiling, which led to its collapse during the fire.
I don't know, like David Mayor said earlier, that it's everybody's responsibility to make sure they are up to code. A lot of people aren't. I mean, a lot of houses, people do add-ons and they do different things. And so, was that a message to homeowners? Was that, is there something you learned out of that?
Sure, it was a message. We're all responsible for the rules and regulations, to abide by the law, and in this case, there's no question, and that's why I think the district attorney is filing charges that there was a gross negligence at a minimum in moving ahead with the construction of this home.
Chief, is there something that distinguishes negligence from gross negligence? Semantics, what's your?
Well, it is semantics, but and it is it's a requirement for the manslaughter statute. It has to be gross negligence.
I mean, it's,
And we were just informed that the bail for this person has been set at $2 million. So obviously the judge is taking this very seriously.
it seems that this house was done like this for reality. Chief, I want to tell you, it's terrible for this firefighter and services, just reasoning behind what was going on here, particularly others. What do you think of that?
I think your first statement was correct. It's terrible to lose a firefighter under any circumstance.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a Spanish speaker in the back if anybody needs a